Hey people, today's episode of WTF is sponsored by GoToMyPC. Start a 30-day free trial at GoToMyPC.com with the promo code WTF. Do it!
Lock the gates!
Are we doing this? Really? Wait for it. Are we doing this? Wait for it.
Pow!
What the fuck?
WTF.
And it's also, what the fuck?
What's wrong with me? It's time for WTF.
What the fuck?
With Marc Maron.
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fucking ears? I'm Marc Maron. This is WTF. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the lovely feedback. As of late, because of things and stuff, I seem to be around a bit out there in the world, in the zeitgeist. I'm flying around the zeitgeist with different types of facial hair. It's weird when they run something on television that was shot months ago, and I realize I'm still changing my haircut too often. Can't I just settle on a fucking haircut? I'm a grown man. It's time I look the same for the rest of it. So what's happening? Julie Klausner from the podcast, How Was Your Week, is on the show today. I'm now reaching into my pocket for a nicotine lozenge because, God forbid, I go without one for 5 fucking minutes. I'm amazed. I now have, like, actual facial twitches that are directly relatable to the way I move my nicotine lozenge around my mouth. And to the point where my girlfriend now makes fun of it. There's a face that she can make and do this weird, dumb thing with her mouth and her tongue to mock me moving a lozenge around. That is not something I want as my hook. I don't want people to be able to do an impression of me moving my lozenge around with my tongue. I had chest pains today. I did. I had chest pains in my chest today. That's where they happen. I let it go because, I was nervous today. I'll get to that in a minute. I do want to say right off the bat here that there is no negotiating with raccoons. There's no way you can meet a raccoon halfway. I walked out last night. There were I saw one raccoon eating the cat food. Then I walked around the corner to where the garage is, and I had accidentally cornered 3 raccoons at the end of the driveway before the gate here that goes into my backyard. So these were big cornered raccoons, and I got to be honest with you, I was much more frightened than they were. I had no idea how they would react. I ran back into the house, and they ran under the deck. But there's no midway point. They're just, if you give them the run of things, they will take it. There's no way to get rid of them unless you scare them and they have a place to run. But they will fucking eat anything. I don't know what's going, and they bathe in my cat water. I don't know what every time the raccoons come, I've caught them doing it. They stick their face and their paws into the cat water. All right. Here's what happened today. The reason I think I had chest pains was I just taped an episode of Jeffrey Ross's new show, The Burn, on Comedy Central. And as some of you know who listen to this show, I had my own little Vietnam with a roast situation when I roasted Chevy Chase. The roast of Chevy Chase, which I know a lot of you say after hearing my story, looks fine because they picked good jokes that I did and they sweetened the shit out of it. But that was the worst night of my life. And from that night, I mean, that's got to be going on almost 10 years ago I did that. I have been traumatized when it comes to roasting. And I've decided that I don't know how to roast because I'm innately too mean. That my belief is that I'm good at insulting people if I feel cornered, which could, be when I meet you. It could be that quick. But I also know that when I put people down, it's in more of a bullying kind of way that I'm looking, if I'm defensive or I'm freaked out or I want to get, a toe in or a leg up or whatever the hell the saying is, I'll take a shot. It'll be funny, but it'll be cutting. So I never really, I don't know that area in between saying something funny and insulting and just saying something, mean. So I've stayed away from roasts. And Jeffrey asked me to be on this new show. So I'm going to be on the show tomorrow night. And I was nervous. Like, I don't get that nervous anymore. I just did a Chelsea lately for the second time. I feel like I should be doing this type of stuff, even if I barely think about pop culture. I got to be honest with you. I am so detached from it, but it's not on principle. I've never been that involved with it. I rarely watch TV shows. I do not know what the hell's going on in the world of gossip or the world of celebrity. I barely knew who, I hardly know who half the celebrities are. I don't know if I need to. I think I do all right without knowing that stuff. But, okay, so Jeff asked me to be on the show, and I got to be honest with you, I love Jeff Ross. I mean, Jeff Ross has figured out, Jeff Ross is a unique comic in that he's almost timeless. There's a type of Jewish comedian, and I say Jewish because he's a classic. And I think maybe I've told this story on the show before. I've known Jeff Ross since he was Jeff Lifschultz. I've known Jeff Ross since, he started doing comedy, way back. I mean, it's got to be 20, 22 years, 25 years. I've known Jeff Ross that long. I knew Jeff Ross when he wasn't funny. I knew Jeff Ross when he was Jeff Lifschultz and we'd stand up there on stage and I could not figure out. It was like watching paint dry with your ears. And then at some point he got funny and he changed his name. But he's such a classic. There's a real skill to doing the type of jokes he does. They're brutal, but there's a delicacy to delivering a roast joke, to delivering a mean joke that isn't mean-spirited. The story I used to tell about Jeff is that I think Jeff is timeless in the sense that, I don't know if you saw the movie The Shining, but at the end of that movie where the butler, who's a ghost, is talking to Jack Nicholson, and the butler says something along the lines of, you've always been here, Mr. Torrance. And they zoom in on a picture of the Overlook Hotel in like the 20s, and there's Jack Nicholson in the middle of this group shot. And I think that's the same with Jeff Ross. I think it would be the ghost of a club booker from the 20s saying, you've always been here, Mr. Ross. And it'd be a picture of him and the cast of the Goldbergs from radio, Jack Burns, Fred Allen, Jack Benny. I just feel like there's something about the spirit of Jeff Ross that has always been in comedy. So I have a respect for the guy, and we go way back, and he's a sweet guy, and he wants me to do a show, and I'm nervous because I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to pull it off. I have to write these jokes that are basically mean, and I have to deliver them in a not mean way. So I was a little freaked out. On the panel with me is Gilbert Gottfried and Russell Peters, and they sent the topics, and I kind of sweat over them, and I wrote some jokes, and I got there. And it was great. It was great to see Gilbert. He'll be on an upcoming WTF. And Russell, who's been on the show, it was great to see him. Norm Macdonald was hanging around. It was really sort of a nice event. And I got up there with my jokes, and I was very careful not to be freaked out and not to be defensive or I know I'd be too mean. And because I know that I've got that in me. I know I can be a dick. And the trick of doing roast type of jokes is to be a dick, but still be sweet about it and not make it look like you're just a dick. And I got to be honest with you, I think I pulled it off. I think not unlike the time that I sang on stage, I think I have finally overcome my fear of insult comedy, thanks to Jeff Ross. That show, The Burn, is on Comedy Central tomorrow night, 10:30 here, 9:30 Central. But tell me what you think. Gilbert was hilarious. He's such a sweet little guy. It's hard not to bust his balls. We got to do that. We busted each other's balls. I busted on Jeff. We did the topics. And I don't think I was too mean. But I felt it at the end. Because at the end, he does this thing where he roasts members of the crowd. And, he gets volunteers and they stand up. And there was a moment there where, we were asked to sort of chime in. I think that's going to be on the internet. And there was just some guy, and Jeff asked him, where do you work? And he goes, I work at a grocery store. And the only thing that could come into my mind was, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Which is not, it's not mean. It's just like, I think there's a fine line between being mean and being too honest. Look, a job is a job. But like when I picture myself working at a grocery store, it's not a pleasant experience. Maybe I should have framed it that way. Maybe I should have said, oh my God, I just pictured myself working at a grocery store and that made me sad. I don't know, but I felt a little weird about that, and I realized, I should just, stick with roasting people who can take it and not just be mean. Ugh. It's a lesson. It was a lesson. So enjoy that. So I know a lot of you people who are, you work, you're on the road, you're on the go. You're probably listening to this podcast and doing work at the same time right now, perhaps in your cubicle, in your hotel room, or you're listening to this when you should be working. That's probably highly likely. Whatever you're doing, you're not alone. More and more people are working remotely from their iPads or iPhones, and they're leaving their laptops at home. They're leaving them at the office. The only problem is the iPad and the iPhone can't replace your office computer. You know this. It becomes a hassle. Now, this is the case unless you have the Go to My PC app. Go to My PC turns your iPad and iPhone into your computer. With Go to My PC by Citrix, you can access your entire Mac or PC. You can work on any program, you can save, you can edit, you can send any file from anywhere right from your phone, as if it were your own computer. You need to print something while you're away from your computer? Use Go to My PC. Go to My PC is so convenient, reliable, and easy to use, and it sets up in literally minutes. Now, look, I tried this out. I now have it. And the thing that I was most curious about is, like, if I'm on the road and I record a podcast, so I've got that on my laptop. If I go to my PC and I get onto my actual desktop from my home PC, I can drag and drop the podcast I just recorded onto my PC and vice versa. To me, that was an amazing thing. I'm amazed by all of this. When we did the meeting to actually talk about Go to My PC, I did a video conference and I was like, oh my God, we're in the future. But so I would try it. All right. So my listeners can go and try Go to My PC free for 30 days. Okay. Don't wait. Visit gotomypc.com, click on the try it free button and enter the promo code WTF. Then download the free app to your iPad or iPhone and do it now. Try it out on me. Give it a try. That's gotomypc.com. Try it free. Promo code WTF. And you can have your computer on your phone. Like, for real. Do it. All right, let's talk to Julie Klausner. She's got red hair.
Julie Klausner is here.
Hi. How are you?
Why do you sound frightened?
I'm really nervous.
Why are you nervous? You spend your life in front of a microphone.
I don't spend my life in front of you, Mark.
But what do you? But why would you be nervous around me? You're an independently minded, tough Jewish broad.
Yeah. Elaine Kaufman.
Is that your real name?
No.
Who's Elaine Kaufman?
Of Elaine's.
Oh yes.
Is that how you picture me? Like a young Elaine Kaufman? Like.
Why not?
I don't know.
You're running a powerful restaurant and bar out of your
yes,
apartment.
Gore Vidal is in one corner, Tom Wolfe is in another.
Are they hanging out?
No, they're not talking.
Oh, why do I make you nervous? Let's get to the bottom of it because I'm tired of making people nervous. What is it about me?
I don't know you well. You're not feeling well today, and that makes me nervous. So you're in a bad mood.
Oh, you thought I was cranky?
Well, not that cranky, but I just don't want to impose. And I know that you were sort of feeling under the weather and maybe would have rather...
I felt bad, but I did I could have just written you an email and said, I'm sick. No, Julie, no. Yeah. But I decided to throw the ball in your court and let you bail. But you're like, oh, no problem. It'll be fine. I'll come earlier.
Well...
Because you came, I know, you flew in for this.
I didn't fly in for this, but I was looking forward to it.
I was looking forward to it, and I
can tell.
No, I know. But you can hear I'm genuinely sick. I'm not making it up.
You're about to lift tea. I assume there's tea in that cup.
No, it's coffee.
Okay.
I'm not that sick.
It would have been more medicinal.
No, of course. No, I know tea and water. It's all good. But I have a cold, but I'm not. Energy is not compromised.
You get depressed when you're sick.
No, I get relaxed. I'm grateful if I'm sick for a few days if I don't have anything to do because I don't know how to relax.
Mm-hmm. I don't either.
No? What are you doing out here?
No. I'm doing a show tomorrow night, like a live version of the podcast
really?
Sort of thing. Yeah.
Where?
At Comedy Central Stage.
Oh, really?
With Ted Leo and Billy Eichner and this girl, Katie Natopoulos, who's on Buzz. She's like an editor at BuzzFeed, and she collects like weird internet things. So she's my second guest.
And are you coming out here to do meetings? Do you do meetings?
I've done meetings. I will continue to meet until everything's been met.
Well, I mean, aren't they doing a television show based on a thing you did, or is that happening?
Well, I wrote a book.
That book, your very popular book, I Don't Care About Your Band.
It was optioned.
Yes.
By Gary Sanchez.
Yeah.
and it was in development in HBO, and Lizzie Kaplan was going to be in it, and then it didn't go forward.
Right.
Which is disappointing, but I don't know. To be completely honest, I was a little relieved because I didn't get to write the script. The person they got to write the script is awesome, Leslie Headland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she did a great job.
Right.
And it didn't go forward, and I was disappointed, but I remember being like, it would have been, I don't know, I would have liked to have.
How much power would you have had though in something like that? I mean, if you didn't write the script, you would just get a created by type of thing.
They were really nice about keeping me involved, and they would show me stuff around.
That's what they tell you. Just keep showing her until she stops caring and gets angry.
Until her emails just go right to the spam folder.
Yeah.
No, everyone was super nice, and they were all. But it was like my my life story. It was really, really personal. Mm-hmm. So it was terrifying.
Well, where did you grow up? Let's get into the life story.
Scarsdale.
Scarsdale, New York. I knew a guy from Scarsdale, Cliff Melman.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds like that story checks out.
Yeah, Clifford Melman. We used to call him Sniff in college. I just recontacted with Sniff, actually. Sniff and I had a thing we did freshman year of college called the AC/DC cruise, where we would buy 40-ounce beers, and we'd get in the car and just put AC/DC on and drive until the beer ran out, and then drive back. That's Scarsdale to me.
Is it?
Well, I went to his house once, and I met his sisters. And his.
Were they pretty?
Well,
how were the Melmans? How were the sisters Melman?
They were great. They were all great. His father was a character. It just seems that, like, in my mind, Scarsdale represents the Jew that I didn't become.
That's a very astute way of putting it.
That somehow I was fortunate enough to be taken away from the East Coast at a young enough age not to be Scarsdale.
Well, it is sort of the bizarro version of Great Neck. I know that there's a lot of like schadenfreude whenever something horrible happens in Great Neck. People in Scarsdale are thrilled and vice versa. Like when the Scarsdale diet doctor was murdered, people in Great Neck high-fived, and then when Capturing the Freedmans came out, everyone in Scarsdale they had a little bit of little spring in their step extra that day.
Did that get big coverage here? I guess the Freedman thing was a pretty big story there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They were.
Jews don't have anything to talk about. Jews, women at beauty parlors.
Women there was
at salons.
A shoe shop called the Shoe Inn.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
I think so.
The Shoe Inn.
It's like
you'll be a shoe in.
Yeah, it's your place.
That was where the gossip would fly. Oh, did you hear about this computer teacher who's reportedly molesting all these, like just habitually, Capturing the Freedmans?
Sure, yeah, I did. I enjoyed that documentary.
It was a good documentary.
Well, I'm not sure how he felt about it after everything is said and done.
It was one of those ambiguous third acts where you're like, I want closure.
Yeah. And then the older son was actually doing comedy for a while, I believe.
Was?
I think he was around. I remember it sort of happening. I'm like,
Jesse, the one who was like exonerated?
The clown.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Once a clown.
Yeah, but it was kind of rough.
Yeah.
So what kind of thing did you grow up with? What was the parental structure?
Very traditional mother, father. I went to Hebrew school. I mean,
traditional Jewish mother and father.
Oh, completely.
What was your dad? A doctor, a dentist, an accountant, a lawyer?
Accountant.
Okay.
You got it on the third, was it?
Yeah.
The third, yeah. My mom is a shrink.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's rough.
It's fine.
Yeah, so everything's in order.
Is that your impression?
No, not at all.
There are two kinds of shrinks. There are shrinks that I think are genuinely compassionate, like sort of smarty pants types. And then there's the crazy shrinks. And that has to do with, I think, crazy is attracted to crazy.
Why do people become shrinks?
Well,
because they're, they got to have something going on. I don't want to, say anything bad about your mom.
No.
You're saying your mom's crazy?
You're welcome to. No, I think she's the first kind, and that she's always sort of been giving people advice, and she's very intuitive. Then there are the shrinks that are just, balls out, wackos, and those are the ones that I think went into the industry because they were like, oh, I'm really fascinated by crazy. And it's like, that's because, that's everywhere you look and who you are.
I don't know. So much of it is speculative. I have, I don't go to a shrink. Do you?
Yes.
You do?
Well, on and off.
What, your mom was like, what was she, a psychologist?
Yes.
Okay.
Psychologist.
So it wasn't an analysis. She didn't have she's not a medical doctor. She wasn't a prescriber of pills.
No.
She was a let's talk person.
Yes.
Yeah. And she was, you know how she did, was she interactive with her?
She still is. She still treats like couples and individuals, and she still has a practice.
See, I think that it's good for couples. But I think after a certain point, depending on how old you are and what the depth of your issues are, going to a shrink is a waste of fucking time.
Well, it depends on the shrink, and it depends on what you want. Have you've been successful in the past with couples therapy?
No, I was successful in avoiding it and doing it too late. and then
And
realizing,
saying, oh, this could have been really good.
it could have worked. Because there's so much
yeah.
that isn't communicated between couples that needs to be facilitated.
Yes, I agree. Although I think it works best when both couples have the same goal, which is
Both
to
people?
stay together. I
Right.
mean, yeah, both people, yeah.
Yeah, I was in serious troubleshooting mode by the time I ended up. It really was just facilitating her voice to tell me exactly why it was over.
Right. It was almost as though the shrink was there to hand her a microphone
Sure,
and to be
yeah.
like, Mark,
Yeah, it's done.
we're done.
Yeah, horrible.
And here's the
Horrible.
witness,
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, could you sign this paper?
I've never been to couples therapy.
Yeah. Are you a couple?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
Married?
been with a guy I've been with a guy for almost 4 years.
Yeah. What are you getting? Is like, when's it going to happen? Where's the ring? What's
Oh,
happening?
it's happening. I don't, you mean marriage? I'm not thinking about it, Mark.
Not at all.
Not right now.
Huh.
Is that an anomaly for like a Jewish girl from Scarsdale who's
No, I'm
not
just
like
trying to believe you.
got
I don't
rings
know.
in my eyes?
Not even rings. I don't know about girls who say they're not thinking about it, because it seems to me that they are.
Sometimes I have been, but right now I'm not. Mm-hmm. It's a moment to moment thing.
I don't. But so you're a shrinks kid.
Yeah.
So you had to live with that.
If you call it living.
Yeah.
It's fine. I actually tend to be like very, that's kind of my second, not my fallback thing, but I can be a little shrinky.
Really?
Well,
but isn't it kind of like my first wife was a shrink's daughter,
yes.
but she didn't seem very crazy. But it's always like, oh, shrink's kid. Uh-oh.
I think, oh, really? Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah, it's a thing. How could you not know that?
Because you've been on the other end of the shrinkness growing up.
I don't know. It's just this sort of assumption. There was a family, the Rosensteins, who lived down the street from me in New Mexico, and their father was a shrink, and there was a stigma to it.
I see.
Like I think it's like Skinnerian. You just assume like, oh, those kids have got to be all mushy in the brain.
Well, I think male shrinks are also different.
Mm.
I think women are sort of naturally suited to just be like, talk to me, tell me what's going on. Maybe
Yeah.
I can help you out. There's something about a man listening to you while you're on a couch and he has a pad.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me think of like Dylan Baker's character in Happiness.
Right,
Wasn't he a
right, right.
shrink? I mean, he was also a pederast, but
Was he a shrink?
I think so.
Oh my God, maybe he was.
There's something a little, I mean, not all male shrinks. And I think in many cases therapy works when men go to see men.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's just, I don't know, it's a different thing.
I'm just too heady, so sometimes shrinks, like if they can give me a new way to think about things, that's good. But to get me to a place where I can effectively emote, to actually do the work around the emotions that, you're avoiding with your brain.
Well, what is the work that you're talking about in order to like understand how you're feeling and make it reasonable?
Well, either you're going to, I think you can intellectually wrap your brain around your problems if you have some self-awareness, but that doesn't mean you can work through the grief or, you know what I mean?
So you can understand why you're feeling
Right,
horrible
right.
without feeling any better about it.
Of course. Yeah. And then you can just sort of say, oh, that's because as opposed to resolving it, which I think you actually actively have to experience those feelings or just get too old to give a shit anymore.
Well, I think both of those things have to do with time healing all
Yeah,
wounds,
yeah.
like time and distance. I think the most the best advice I ever got around because I'm very emotional, and that's definitely something I always say, like, the only thing I'm afraid of is my own feelings.
Yeah.
And I think the only way to look at them in a way that's helpful is just to think of them like the weather. Like, oh, this is a bad storm.
Right.
Boy, oh boy.
Hope it blows over soon.
Maybe tomorrow will be nicer. And then
Yeah.
you kind of like do a little dance to
Yeah.
distract yourself
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like just the crushing pain.
Or eat.
Oh, and eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you eating crazy?
I've always, it's like a Jewish thing. There's
Is it?
emotional eating, of course.
I think it's is it? Yeah, I guess it is sort of a Jewish thing. You think that.
Oh, you know it. You know that it is. Of all the things
I
to
would
be
eat
addicted
all the
to.
time. I love
You
it.
look thin.
Oh, good. All right, so I'm better.
You do.
now.
I didn't
feel
know
better.
if
I
you
don't
were
even feel
like-
sick anymore.
Really?
Yeah, just say that a few more
You
times.
do look thin.
Holy shit!
Now I'm worried about
I
you.
mean, no. No, I'm actually.
Could have brought a pie or
I'm
something.
a little, some rugla. So what went wrong?
With what?
I don't know. You said your book was very personal.
Yes. My book is about my 20s and sort of failing, sort of constantly making mistakes and saying, oh, okay, and then going ahead and doing them again and saying, this sounds crazy. I'm going to go ahead and try it.
Like, what's the list?
Well, it's just a series of situations that I had hoped would end in love, but generally were just either sex or false starts or, I'd call it bad judgment, but looking back, I don't regret it because I just don't think I would have done it any differently.
But do you think it's like on the dude or what?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you come out with on the other end of it, learning about dudes?
A lot about just that there's a generation of girls my age, girls, women, whatever you want to call people that aren't 20 anymore, but aren't 40 yet, I guess, in between.
Right.
That grew up just thinking they could have it all, just knowing that we deserved absolutely everything, career, husband, whatever it is that we wanted. And then our equivalent generation of guys just kind of didn't have the same